Now, Matt Younkin, what got you interested in aviation?
Well, I'm a third-generation pilot. My grandpa and both of his brothers were aviators from way back. My dad was an air show pilot. He also had a charter service and did on-demand freight and passenger charters while I was growing up. And airplanes is all I've ever known and all I've ever wanted to mess with since I was a little bitty kid.
And what made you want to be an aerobatic pilot after catching the flying bug?
Well, I'd always wanted to learn aerobatics, and I've flown model airplanes and gotten proficient doing that, but I'd never aspired to be an air show pilot. My dad was very well respected as one of the greats in the industry, and so it's kind of hard to want to get into professional golf, when Tiger Woods is your daddy. So I just figured I'd get an airline job or a corporate job, and then maybe I could afford to buy an airplane that I could go out and play up high and on the weekends and do some basic stuff. My dad unfortunately was killed in an air show accident in 2005, and at the time the only way to take care of the monetary issues that were left behind and also salvage some of the airplanes that we had in the family, like the one you see here, was to start doing air shows. And so I think it was a couple months before he died. We went out once in the Super Decathlon and spent about an hour working on slow rolls. And I didn't really get very good at it. He got frustrated with me and we had to go back to the house. But after he died, I went out and used what he taught me about slow rolls and the other skills I learned by flying model airplanes and taught myself aerobatics, and eventually worked up to flying this airplane that you see here.
And what made you want to choose this airplane? I mean, it's got to be the biggest on the air show circuit, and certainly for a twin engine.
Well, that's true. It's a wonderful airplane to fly, but really it's very sentimental for me. My parents' first date was to the airport to watch the Twin Beach mail plane start up and take off. When they got married, his first aviation job was in Rapid City, South Dakota, flying night airmail in an airplane just like this. And eventually, when he moved back to Arkansas, he had enough money, he was able to buy one of his own, and he hauled freight in it till I was a teenager. So we've had a Twin Beach in our family since way before I was in our family. And he always had an airplane he was hauling freight in. He eventually, got the crazy idea to do an aerobatic demonstration with one and started doing that 25 years ago this year. And, had some others that he was horse trading and such. So we decided that, or for me, the ultimate goal was to resurrect this airplane and put it back on the air show circuit where it belongs as a tribute to my father.
And I see that you've outfitted it with some lights. What made you want to put more lights on it and fly the night air show?
Well, I've always been fascinated with night air shows, and my crew chief, Jeff Gibbs, and I were kind of sitting around the hangar one evening and looked at the airplane and thought, if all the lights that this airplane had on it when it left the factory, if they all just worked like they're supposed to, we'd be halfway to being able to do a night show with it. And it just kind of grew from there. And the more I would come up with crazy ideas for where to put lights, the more Jeff would make them happen. And the end result is what you'll see later this evening.
How did you choose what to put in it, and what influenced you to fly it?
Well, the day shows and night show, or the day show and night show, contrast themselves. They're totally different from one another. The day show is kind of graceful, and the elephant waltz, the pink elephant music, it kind of capitalizes on a obese airplane just trying to lumber up enough speed to finally do a roll or something. And it's part of in my opinion, part of what makes an airshow performer successful is understanding that your performance for the crowd is a package deal. It's not just good flying or a fancy paint job or good announcing or good music. It's all of that. And so the music for the day show, like I said, it's designed to be humorous in the beginning and the end, and during the middle, just kind of powerful yet graceful and all that. The night show, on the other hand, it's dark and mysterious, and you'll see tonight I do a lot of tricks with the lights where I'll actually flip some switches and make the airplane completely disappear from the crowd, and then it'll reappear on the other end of the airport. And the Phantom of the Opera music and the other stuff that I put in that soundtrack is designed to kind of just give you goosebumps while you're watching the light show with the airplane.